This is a book called Squirrels by Brian Wildsmith. It is easy to recognize a squirrel. He is a furry small animal with a long bushy tail, two strong back legs, two small front paws, two large tufted ears which stick up, and two big front teeth. He looks happy and mischievous. In summertime, the squirrel's coat is quite thin, but in wintertime, it grows thick and strong. He seems to have little socks on his feet and warm fur gloves on his front paws. Squirrels live in trees. Sometimes their home is a hole in an old tree trunk. Sometimes it is high up in the treetop in an abandoned crow's nest. Squirrels build beautiful homes for themselves in the treetops. These are called drays. A dray has two rooms, one of which is like a nursery for the young. Their sharp claws give them a strong hold on the trunk of a tree so that they can scamper both up and down it with great speed. Probably no animal in the world uses his tail for so many different purposes. When a squirrel leaps through the air from tree to tree, he can use his tail as a parachute, and it even helps him to change direction. And when a squirrel swims, as he does sometimes, he can use his tail as a sail. When he scurries along the bough of a tree, he can use it to balance and guide himself. And when a squirrel sleeps, he wraps his tail around himself like a blanket. Twice a year, in the spring and at the end of the summer, the female squirrel has her young, usually 3 or 4 babies at a time. For 7 weeks, the mother gives them milk. Then they are ready for a squirrel's favorite food: nuts, acorns, wheat, and fruit. Sometimes squirrels will steal birds' eggs, and they are very fond of mushrooms. In the last weeks of autumn, squirrels become very busy gathering nuts and acorns to eat during the winter. They carry them in their cheek pouches and hide them in all kinds of nooks and holes round about the trees where they live. Later on, they come back to look for them, but quite often they forget where they have hidden their stores and dig in several places before they find them. Squirrels are delightful little creatures, but they can be destructive. In a garden, they like to pull up new plants. eat bulbs, and even bite the tops off the very young trees. Next time you walk in the woods, if you are quiet and observant, you will perhaps see squirrels contented and busy. They might be jumping from tree to tree, frolicking on trunks and boughs, or possibly hiding a store of nuts for the winter. And that is the end of this story about squirrels.